Hey everybody, Josh Siertzen of World Alternative Media here in Nafplio, Greece. Nafplio, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. There's different variations. Anyway, it's a beautiful place. And I thought today that I would just be doing, a Q&A type video from the spot as I work on getting back to North America for the Anarchadelphia event. But I woke up this morning to YouTube deleting one of my top videos. So I did an interview 3 years ago with Richard Gage of Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth, and the video was essentially, it was called 9/11 Truth 15 years later, and it was just breaking down a lawsuit, breaking down an issue, like the issues of the physics of the fall of the World Trade Centers and stuff like that. And it was a rather tame video. But YouTube, without any notice, they didn't notify me that there was a flag on the video. They didn't notify me of anything. They just basically took down the video saying it was flagged and it was considered to be a video that was advocating violence, inciting violence, and was somehow, glorifying violence. So I went to dispute it, and guess what? There was no way for me to dispute the charge. And they took down the video and gave me a community guideline strike, which means they could essentially take down my channel in the near future. Now, they recently changed their terms of services, but when you change your terms of services, first of all, my video still doesn't go against them, the new ones. But when you change the terms of services, how can you go 3, 5, 10 years back in time and decide that video, it goes against the terms of services now, even though it didn't all those years ago, so we're going to punish your channel and possibly take it down? It's gotten to a point where I need to issue a call to action for people to start helping out in any way they can. Share the videos, like the videos, do whatever you can, because it's getting far gone at this point. Obviously, YouTube is going down, and obviously it won't last too much longer here, but with that said, I'm having a really hard time moving people over to the other platforms. Now, obviously I have to still post on YouTube because it's the only way that I'm able to reach the majority of people who don't already agree with me. But also on the alternatives, very few people overall, compared to the 133,000 almost subscribers that I have, very few people are actually going on those platforms and viewing me there. So it's like, I at this point, I have to say, like, look, we need pledges. We are being forced to ask for that. We put up free content basically every day, sometimes as many videos as 5 videos a day, trying to break down all the issues. All I did was interview Richard Gage, and they're trying to take down my channel, my videos and my channel. They've already taken down videos in the past. I did a whole documentary on JFK, and they said that it was inappropriate and all that, and I debated that, and I disputed that charge. And what happened was they said, okay, your dispute is correct, we'll leave the video up. But then like 3 months later, without notice, they just randomly took it down and didn't give me a reason, didn't allow me to dispute it. So that was a whole documentary that was just gone from, I believe, late 2017. Now they're doing this, and it's funny because they're like, if talking with an architect about physics and a lawsuit is inciting violence, then what is CNN doing when they interview like Al-Qaeda members? What is Fox News doing when they interview terrible people? What is Vice News doing when they do a whole documentary on white supremacy and interview white supremacists? Think about it. Then is that not them inciting violence? Why isn't YouTube taking them down? Because they have a bias and they're discriminating against people like myself. So I'm not sure. We are at a point where we just have to ask people that are watching to help out any way they can. I can't tell. Is my video getting dark here? It looks like it's dark almost. Maybe it's just a reflection. Let me know if you can hear everything and see everything clearly. But they're basically taking us down right now, and it's becoming almost impossible to bring you guys videos on a daily basis. Now, if you're wondering, again, I'm not spending any money that people are donating on places like this. By the way, the place I'm in right now cost me $50 to be here altogether. It's incredibly cheap because it's actually not a big tourist place, and it's an amazing place. I never thought I'd be here. It was close to a site that I was exploring and investigating around Argos, and I thought it would be nice to be on the water. Athens it kind of set me off of Greece a little bit, and this put me right back on track, because this is a beautiful, beautiful place. You see a castle behind me there. It's an amazing site. There's a fort in the middle of the water over there. It's a beautiful place, and it looked like luxury, but trust me, it cost me about 50 able to get back, because all the prices of all the flights and trains and everything went up 17 times in a period of about 2 days. Should have booked earlier, my fault, but just crazy how much the prices went up. So I was forced out of Athens. I was forced over here to wait while I wait for a plane in Athens, and I'll be going back to Athens in tomorrow, and then the day after I'm heading out on a plane. So, all right, it cut out for a moment there. Said I had no internet, even though I have full internet according to my speed test, but okay. Usual shenanigans. Anyway, so the point is, make sure to press like on this, by the way, to get it to more people's attention. Again, 132,000 subscribers, but 33 people watching. Says a lot. I'm gonna go by the water again. Maybe there's better internet around. Oh my goodness. All right, we're back again. They are really going hard on me lately. My internet says 100%, and yet it keeps disconnecting for some weird reason. Crypto Vikings Hangout says people don't care about the search for truth these days. Unfortunately, they only like being force-fed lies because it's easier than facing the truth. This is true of most people, but it's not about most people. It's about most of us that are trying to get that message out. If there's enough of us, it spreads like wildfire after a while. Hopefully my internet connection stays somewhat decent. Again, I'm right next to a cell phone tower. My internet says 100%. Hopefully that doesn't go go away again. Anyway, so I'm not sure. I have to reach out for the sake of my media to everyone watching. We need super chats. We need donors. We need pledges. We need emails. We need people to be able to connect to when they take us down inevitably, because it's getting to a point where they are just, well, it's got the gauntlet's coming down. They are essentially just deleting videos off of our channel. They are essentially just demonetizing entire channels as hate speech, whatever that is. I talked with people at YouTube today about all of this, and they said, yeah, that is strange. We will look into this. And they said that eventually they're going to put it up for re-review. But they took down the video. They're like, can you send me the link to the video that was taken down? I'm like, I can't. It was taken down. Do you have a saved up link somewhere? I don't know. But that's your job. You guys have the back end. Come on. And they're like, oh, well, okay, we'll send it to another team. And I'm like, what kind of team decides that a video talking about physics is inciting violence? Well, we have a very dedicated team. I'm like, sounds like a very biased, very mission-driven team, if anything. Oh, well, it must have been some kind of mistake or something. I don't know. And it's just, the excuses are terrible. And I mean, I actually feel bad a lot of the time for the people that I'm dealing with there. It's like dealing with credit card companies. They have no control over it. It's just, they literally have no access to the information, and they can't really do a whole lot. So they end up just in a situation where they have to have customers like me yelling at them. But that's the way it goes. That's the job you pick. But again, action right away to raise money. I don't know how my internet keeps going down, guys. Oh my God. But yeah, I'm going to all these places that other people aren't willing to go. And I want to do a call to action. Like, tell people, look, it's this free content. It's now or never, basically. $1 a month. Just $1. Imagine if 132,000 people send $1. And so many people, unfortunately, like, look, I know there's people who literally cannot send money. I realize that. But I mean, when it comes down, this is seriously the end of independent media. People don't step up and do something about it. We have to depend on our viewers. We have no one else we can depend on other than our viewers. We do our best to make it work for ourselves here, and we get into some tight corners. And again, the place I'm staying is like $50 altogether. This place in Greece. It's crazy beautiful. I'm on vacation. I'm going to a whole bunch of sites trying to investigate it, and it costs more money to stay in the same place than to travel with. There we go again. It's a different scenario than most people are used to. So I think it's important to note this so people don't think I'm just running around having fun, because I'm really not. I'm running around working my butt off 18 hours a day on average. And the harder I work, the more they crack down on me. And the more they crack down on me, the more hard I want to work. But still, I mean, it's impossible to do that if I can't feed myself, if I can't pay for shelter, if I can't do these things. I'm trying to bring people news, and it's just like they're not letting me reach people. They cut down the audience 80%, the reach, and they're only suggesting my videos on videos of makeup tutorials and toy reviews and stuff in order to just say, well, we are recommending your video and suggested on the suggested side. And it's like, cool, you're recommending it on the suggested side to people who have no interest in the subject matter, and you go out of your way to make sure that that happens so that no one sees my videos. It is really, really sad what's happening here, guys, and we have come to the end. So if people can help us in any way, $1 a month. This is not just me, Dan Dix of Press for Truth, or Luke Rudowski of We Are Change, who's in Hong Kong right now. I'm about to go to Turkey later this month, and I don't know what's going to happen. Luckily, a donor is sending me out there, and he's paying for the hotel and flight and everything. Otherwise, I'd be doomed. But I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how to. I can't rent a place. I can't do anything because they've cracked down, cutting the audience 80%, and now they're just taking down videos, deleting videos, and saying it incites violence to talk to a guy about physics, and lawsuits. That's inciting violence according to them. I mean, maybe we need a class action lawsuit. Maybe we need to get in touch with people like Steven Crowder and others like that, whether we agree with them or not, to really start pressing here. But again, they're bankrupting us. They're bankrupting all of us, and they try to, via money, get us to self-censor. And I know other alternatives. I'm on other alternatives. I was one of the first people on Steemit, and I was one of the top people on Steemit. But Steemit has locked me out of my account, so I can't use Steemit anymore. And then, nice way to help or treat one of your top people. And I'm on float.app, flote.app. That's a really good one that I really recommend. But again, we aren't there yet. We need to work harder on getting these, getting these alternatives to the masses. But right now, it's mostly people who already agree with us. So we need to get past that, because we're not getting anywhere by just showing 0.01% of our audience stuff they already agree with. We need to reach new people. We need to reach people outside the box. We need to reach out to the populace as much as we can, educate people, and hopefully be the change we wish to see. What's all this about? Because Steven knows you're a con man. Mr. Sublime. Okay, dude, whatever. I'm not paying attention to trolls today. I'm not in the mood to pay attention to trolls. So yeah, 9/11 Truth, 15 years later, was a video they took down. Video with Richard Gage. They said it incites violence. They said it is, in some way, it is going to, or it glorifies violence. They say that it is not fitting, according to the terms of services on YouTube, to be used or to be online. It's been on for years. It's one of my top videos, and they just took it down like nothing. And no one, messaged me, no one emailed me, no one told me it was flagged, no one said anything. They just came out and deleted the video and then said there's no way to dispute it. So I had to talk to people at YouTube chat, and they basically said that there's little to nothing they could do, but they could bring it to another team to re-review it. But who reviewed it in the first place? Like, they reviewed a video and decided a video talking about talking with a guy about physics is somehow inciting violence. I mean, think about that for a second. My job is to ask questions. Even if I agree or disagree with people, it doesn't matter. What precedent does it set when YouTube takes down videos for interviewing someone that they disagree with? So what about Vice interviewing white supremacists? What about CNN interviewing terrorists and stuff? I mean, like, it's just so crazy where we've gotten to. It's such a biased system where they have a monopoly on information and they're able to just like crack the gauntlet and basically try and destroy a person's life for trying to, you know, spread information and interview people and, you know, spread facts and history and get, you know, people's thoughts on different subject matters and bring things to people's attention that they might not be aware of and stuff like that. It is so insane. I'm not sure what else to say other than if viewers and other people like and companies maybe and sponsors don't come out and start helping in a larger fashion, all of these channels are gone. My channel, Press for Truth, We Are Change, I mean, we're all going to be gone soon. We can only live so long with no money trying to do work 18 hours a day and bring people free content. This isn't television. This isn't, you know, you don't have to get a provider. You don't have to pay to watch our videos. But if you support our content, we couldn't thank you enough. Super chats, $1 a month, one single dollar a month. That's it. $12 a whole year. But it adds up. It adds up when enough people start doing it. As you see right now, the level of shadow banning, we have 56 viewers out of 133,000 subscribers. It's pretty crazy. We've gotten to this point, guys. 50 pounds from Max Vree. Thanks for going to the Eye of the Sahara. They say thank you so much. Again, that is what makes all of the difference here. That is huge. That helps us. That gets us. Again, this town I'm staying in has cost me $50 altogether to stay in. Altogether. Super cheap. I can get around and report on stories. I did a story on the other side of this lake here. Well, it's technically the agency, but anyway, the other side of this part of the agency, I did a video, and there's a pyramid out there, and it predates, according to thermoluminescent dating, it predates all Egyptian pyramids. It's an amazing site, and no one's going and covering those stories. So I went out and I did a video on it, and I hope everyone checks that out when I put it out. My most recent videos have not been seen by many people, and they're like documentary style, really well edited videos. But again, the harder you work, the more YouTube cracks down on you. So that's the way that goes. Let's see, I got more comments coming in. Pickmaster says, what's happening? YouTube decided to take down one of my videos. It's not the first video they've taken down, but they gave me a community guideline strike, which means that 2 more they can take down my channel. And they are working hard to completely demonetize and completely take down the channel. And the reason behind it, it was a video called 9/11 Truth 15 years later with Richard Gage, and it was basically just interviewing him. I've interviewed him many times on the channel, so I'm kind of concerned about that. But I've sent him an email today talking about it. But I basically just talked about physics of 9/11 and talking about a lawsuit that he was working on. And they just took it down saying it was inciting violence and that it was somehow, you know, glorifying violence. And it's like, wait, how? I'm interviewing a guy. Have there ever been movies on 9/11? Has anyone ever talked about 9/11 before? It was one of the biggest events in US history. So obviously, yes. How is that inciting violence? No one said anything violent in the video. It's so crazy. And they just took the video down and decided that, you know, it was against the community guidelines. Now, again, they changed the terms of services recently, which tells me that what they're doing is that they're changing the terms of services and then deciding all these videos that went up years ago go against it. So they'll be able to come in and just start deleting videos and deleting channels for things that originally didn't infringe the community guidelines and now do. But mine doesn't. Mine doesn't even go against the community guidelines. Mine was perfectly in tune with the community guidelines. There's absolutely nothing that I said in there that goes against the terms of services. So seriously, it's time for like a class action lawsuit or something, because this is so crazy. And what kind of precedent does that set where you can interview someone who YouTube might not agree with and they could just delete you and destroy you? They have a monopoly on information, so they also have a responsibility in a way, and the consumer does too, in deciding what companies to watch and what companies to support. And I think that's the biggest part. But with that said, I mean, they've gotten all this money on all these contracts with the government. They've been a monopolized entity by the state. So it's kind of hard to just claim them as a regular private company, because they're hardly just a private company. They've been propped up by the government. So this is a really, really important time for all of us in independent media. There's never been a time where we need your help as much as now. They've cut our audience down 80% through shadow banning since January. I interviewed David Icke, and they just like came down and cracked down. And my videos that used to get me like 100,000 views if I had 15,000 subscribers, now at 132,000 subscribers, get 3,000 at the most, maybe. My Rome video is only getting a few more than 7,000 because I put it as the first playable video on my channel. When you click on my channel, it starts playing. That's like the only reason it's getting views. And that was like a full-on documentary filmed all over Rome, on the Roman Empire and the fall of it, and the fall of the US Empire to come. The videos that used to be able to get all these views, like I did a video saying I was going to the reshot structure, and it got 100,000 views. Then I go to the reshot structure, and it got 60,000 because Bright Insight, with 1 million subscribers, shared it to all of his followers on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, everywhere. Anyway, Justin Trudeau Cringe Channel Reactivated says, "Welcome to the club. I have been heavily censored since the MySpace days." Yes, I've been getting censored since 2008 on Facebook and YouTube and all these places, through my other channels as well. But it's never been worse. I've been on YouTube since 2005. That was when I first got on. And it's just been a slow incremental tailspin since. And it's like every couple months I'm like, it couldn't get any worse than this. It's just getting worse and worse all the time. And then I long for last January, where I wasn't shadow banned as much and I could make enough to live on. Again, for those watching, I'm in Nafplio, Greece, and it cost me $50 to be here. So even though it's a beautiful place, don't think I'm on some luxury vacation. I came here to do some work across the Aegean Sea here nearby at a Hellenic so-called pyramid that predates all pyramids in Egypt. It's an amazing historic site and probably one of the most important in the world, and no one has heard of it. So I decided to go there and do a report. By the way, I was the only one there. I was alone with the pyramid for, I don't know, a couple hours, 2 hours or so, without a single other person showing up. Anyway, again, we couldn't appreciate any help you could possibly give us more. I mean, we really depend on the viewer who supports us. It's like PBS, but not terrible, right? You guys keep us alive. They've demonetized us, and they're shadow banning us, so it's hard for us to get sponsors, because they made it so that we aren't reaching people anymore, and it's sad. It's disgusting. You could also send subject line yes, Y-E-S, to worldalternativemedia@gmail.com, and we will add you to a newsletter that we try to send out as much as possible, and send you links to our videos. Every few videos we'll put a bunch of the videos together on it and send you over there if you want to see them, because YouTube won't notify most people. It notifies some people, but not a lot of people. And by the way, again, like I said earlier, they suggest our content to people on makeup reviews and toy reviews on YouTube, so that the audience that are actually seeing our videos aren't the type that would actually care about our videos or be involved in any way. So they're like, well, we suggest your videos, sure. And it's like, yeah, to people purposely that will not care and not watch. Smart. Anyway, Roots and Rizzo says, "Love your work, man. Keep it up." Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It means a lot to have so many supporters, so many viewers, so many people that appreciate the work. I work really hard day and night on. I barely spend any time with family, with my girlfriend, with anyone, because I'm just constantly working, usually around 18 hours a day. I've been traveling around Europe, very cheap by the way, and using a certain currency that some might say I lost in a boating accident. in order to go to certain sites around Europe. I'm sitting on at least 12 videos right now, including at the Vatican and stuff. So stay tuned for that. Oh, here we go. We got a $20 super chat from Ethan D. Martin. Keep it up. Keep speaking out and telling the truth. We are all the change that the world needs. Thank you very much. It makes a huge difference. Again, those super chats are basically all we have right now. That and GoFundMe, Patreon, Bitcoin, Subscribestar, and Float.app as well, which are in the links to most videos. Not this one because I'm on the fly using my cell phone here. But again, those are the things that keep us alive and make it possible for us to actually function as a media and bring free content to the masses. It only takes a small number of people to say, hey, I'll give $1 a month or something like that, $1 pledge. By the way, with a $5 pledge on Subscribestar, you will get a free content that isn't on YouTube, that behind the scenes stuff and videos like our JFK documentary, which was banned from YouTube about a year ago, from 2017. We posted this video, and they said that it went against the there's a copyright strike, and I went and disputed it, and they agreed that I was in the right. I used public domain footage of Lee Harvey Oswald in the documentary saying I'm a patsy. That's it, a couple seconds, and then suddenly they come back a year later and then just take it down without notice. And I didn't even get a notification. I just looked and the video was gone. I was sending out a link and people are like, oh, it doesn't work. It says it's not available in your country. They just took it down in every country in the world. They banned it in every country. So I have that documentary up on our Subscribestar for $5 or more a month pledge. But yeah, $1 is huge, $2 is huge. If everyone did that, it would change everything. We'd be able to advertise en masse. And I'm gonna start a campaign right away to raise money, not just for myself, but for other independent medias, because it's completely necessary right now and is what is necessary in order for us to continuously do this. Because if we can't stay financially stable, we will have to go under. I mean, I will do whatever I can to do this as long as I humanly can, but eventually we'll have to go under, because what else can we do? And we have no money. You can't just, wander around doing stories for complete free, 18 hours a day work. It's a lot of work getting videos up every single day. And I got contributors too that I want to help out as well, and I want to be able to go to certain places and produce really high quality content and report on stories from places like Iraq, which I want to go to, where people don't usually go because they're afraid. I'm fine going to places that most people are afraid of if it means bringing information to the masses. I don't do this for money. I don't do this. If I did for money, I wouldn't be doing it. Anyway, False Gods sent $10. Thank you so much. That's awesome. They say, thanks for doing these videos. Is everything backed up on BitChute? I really appreciate the videos on ancient history. Thank you very much. You'll love our upcoming video on the Cyclopean Pyramid nearby, the Hellenicon Pyramid, which is why I'm here in Greece. And I'm really looking forward to bringing all those to you. I do have videos backed up on BitChute. I've been trying to back up as much as possible. Ernest Hancock has also been backing up all of our videos on IPFS, which we really appreciate. He's awesome. And we're doing what we can. BitChute can be a little slow, and since I've been on this trip reporting on these sites, the internet has been really bad in a lot of places, so it's been really hard to properly do that. So I do what I can, but I really appreciate it. Again, those super chats make it possible for us to survive here at WHAM. And we need to start raising money for medias, whether it's myself or others. We need to get this going, because that information is what will win us the information war. It's what stops wars. It's what stops robbery and theft and kidnapping by the government agents and provocateurs. And it's what creates movements. It's what creates the ability to break free from what some might call the matrix. And I think it's people like you guys that make it possible for us to bring that information to the masses and hopefully plant seeds that lead to those uprisings, and not just revolutions, but evolution, and replacing the old guard systems with new great decentralized systems, etc. I think it's incredibly important. I got more comments coming in. Velvet Velvet Thunder says, you're very wise, great speaker. You got balls of steel for getting to the reshot structure. I loved the Cyclopean wall. I think you should try and get in contact with Jimmy from Bright Insight. Yeah, I talk to Jimmy quite often. I do have, I have been emailing him back and forth for a while. He might be using some images that I took in Florence, Italy, that I'm also got a video. I also have a video going up on soon in one of his upcoming videos. So we'll have that to look forward to for sure. AM83330 says, are you on Minds.com? I am on Minds.com. With that said, though, try not to get hit by a bus here. Okay, that guy just like turned right into me. It's the Rothschilds, anyway. So, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm on Minds, but I have a hard time with Minds. I guess they just updated the system so you can put up videos longer than 15 minutes if you have some kind of subscriber type account. I'm not sure, but I'm not. I don't know. I've been a big fan of things like Float and things like Subscribestar. That has been really helpful to me. Float.app is great. And anyway, I mean, there's a lot of alternatives. I'm just trying to get people to help out any way they can, because we can't depend on outside entities to help us. We need to be able to be the change we wish to see in the world, and we need to get information to the masses, and it's important that people help out any way they can if they support the content. It's really important that people like you help out in any way you can, and I thank you so much, and I really appreciate all the help and the super chats today. Those have been helpful. It was not a good day waking up. I spent like 4 or 5 hours just working on trying to get in contact with YouTube after they just started taking down my video, and it's not the first video they took down, like I mentioned. Let's see, Chris Williams. Sorry, I can't see with my sunglasses on. Chris Williams, where do I donate? Well, in the description of most videos, it looks really laggy, by the way. Sorry if it's bumping around. In most videos in the description, there's GoFundMe, Patreon, Subscribestar, Float.app. There's our Bitcoin address and all that kind of stuff. It's on all of our other videos, not on this one. Timpa Showed is watching. If he could paste like a GoFundMe address or something in the chat, that would be great. Yeah, there's lots of options, but I can't really do it on the fly on my cell phone right now because I'm just walking, and I thought it would be a good time to quickly update people on what's happening here and let people know how they can help out, but I can't post the links right now. So it would be up to other people to check out all of our other videos, the description of the videos, like my last video on Athens, Greece, or the one on Rome. In the description, there's countless examples, as well as in the comments as well, for helping us in any way possible. The donation links are there, and again, I really appreciate it. Those donations make it possible for us to function as a media. I think my phone's overheating or something because it's like glitching out. I don't know if you guys see that, but it's like bouncing around the footage. So I'm not sure. I would like to go down the alleys behind me and talk to you guys from there. But for some reason, even though my internet says it's in full, it keeps screwing up. So I'm not sure if it's going to work or my internet's just going to shut down again like earlier in the video. Notice how YouTube, I'm not going to be that much of a conspiracy theorist here, but notice how YouTube seems to always shut down when nothing else does, and the internet always seems to be bad only on YouTube. And it's only at the beginning of videos, so that people that rewatch the video later, like click on the video in the subscriptions thing when it's not live anymore, don't watch it far in, so then the algorithm is affected, and then they don't watch it through, and then the views fall dramatically on the video, and no one ends up seeing it again, and it's just buried forever. Just saying. That's how that algorithm works. False God says, looks great on my end. That's good to hear. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking at it on my phone, and it's like I'm glitching out like crazy. My head's over here, and then over here, and over here, and it's, I don't know. Just hoping it's good on your end. Anyway, again, this town I'm in called Nafplio is beautiful. One of the most amazing places I've ever seen, and it was like $50 to stay here. I had to get out of Athens. There's a place I wanted to report on over here, and Athens was too expensive and was like a slum. It's a sad place. It's fallen so far. Greece is in a real quandary right now, especially with the monetary system. It's just absolutely horrible. Very sad to watch, and it's just graffiti everywhere, slums everywhere, homeless everywhere you look, and people using their children to try and get donations from random people on the street, just laying down on the sidewalk with their kids. It's too bad. It's a great country that's fallen a long ways, and it's sad to watch. But anyway, yeah, so what was I getting at? It's really hot out, so I've been completely drained. But yeah, anyway, I had to get out of Athens, and now I'm here in Nafplio, Greece. Nafplio. And really enjoying it. Beautiful, beautiful place. Beautiful scenery. I went through like an archway cave earlier around a path, but there's a part of the cliff that had collapsed, so I turned back. It's a little sketchy. Jethro Harmon says hello from Australia. Hello to you as well. Good evening, mate. I don't know what time it is there. I'm guessing it's nighttime. We're getting close to nighttime. I don't know. Being in Greece, all of my time zones are all messed up. I was just in Spain and Italy. I don't know what's going on anymore. But anyway, again, super chats are what makes it possible for us to survive, and the donations and everything. They're just taking down our videos. For those that are just tuning in, they're just deleting videos, deleting our videos, saying that it incites violence to talk about physics about the World Trade Centers, or it glorifies violence by talking about lawsuits about 9/11. They just delete our videos, giving us no recourse to dispute, and it doesn't even go against the terms of services, which is actually prime for a class action lawsuit, which there's many people in independent media that are talking about right now. And if I were YouTube, I'd be a little bit concerned, because they've gone way too far. But are people going to react? Are people going to care? Are people going to do anything about it? It comes down to the viewer. Will the viewer do something about this and save their favorite independent medias and channels from being destroyed? Because it's not even just our kinds of channels. It's gamer channels have been dealing with the same nonsense lately. It's basically everyone. PewDiePie has had to deal with it a lot lately. Deleted 2 of my videos, says Josh Friedman. Yeah, and I got this community guideline strike, and the person at YouTube's like, well, I don't see a guideline strike. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I just got an email about it. And they're like, oh, well, can you send me the link to the video? And I'm like, they deleted the video, so how can I send you a link to the video? And she's like, oh, this is weird. It's like, yeah, they didn't give you a way to dispute it? No, and they never even warned me it was being flagged. They just suddenly took down the video, and I got an email in the morning saying that my video was deleted. It's crazy. They're re-reviewing it right now, but what's that going to do? They're not going to help me. Even if they say that they approve it, the video is already deleted with all the views. And oh, it keeps glitching out. Anyway, so they just took down my JFK documentary before, after saying that it was approved, after being disputed, after the charge was disputed. Now they're just deleting 9/11 videos and then going back in people's channels years and just deleting it and flagging their channel for apparently going against community guidelines, which they've just allegedly put forward now. Like, the terms of services just changed, so now they're saying videos that go against the new terms of services from years and years ago are getting taken down. Well, how are we supposed to know 5-10 years ago that in the future they would say you can't talk about 9/11 on YouTube or something like that, and then they just come in and they delete all of them, and then they delete all the channels that talked about it? What about Vice? What about CNN? What about all these other channels that talked about it? The Young Turks talked about 9/11 before. What about them? It's very, very biased, and they're purposely targeting people like myself. Jeff Berwick really likes the garbage. Luke Radowski isn't even saying garbage on my posts anymore. What does that tell you, Jeff? Chris Williams says, just donated $10. Both parties on both sides of Brexit are conning us to stop Brexit Party from winning. All MPs are conning us. Absolutely. Well, that's what politicians do best, is con people. Thank you so much for the donation. Makes a huge difference. I thank you, everyone, all the supporters, for going out of your way and helping independent medias. It's people like you that keep us alive. Without you, we cannot survive. And one day, we'll be gone. And all that's left is the propaganda media, the mainstream medias that are conning us into wars. And I mean, they're leading, talk about inciting violence, they incite wars, killing millions of people. But Okay, they keep... Even though it says I have full internet coverage, it keeps shutting down. I don't know how much longer I could do this. Very annoying. YouTube is obviously going out of their way to mess up my video so that later on it doesn't catch on with the algo and no one watches it. Anyway, for those just tuning in, they're taking down a bunch of my videos. They're taking down videos saying I'm inciting violence by talking with Richard Gage, and I've done multiple interviews with him. They took down one of my biggest interviews or my biggest videos on my channel this morning, and they are taking they've taken down my documentaries before. This is getting too far. We need your help, guys. Now more than ever, we are getting destroyed on YouTube, and it comes down to you guys to be the change you wish to see and save independent medias before they're gone forever, because YouTube has a monopoly on information, Google has a monopoly on information, and if they can take us down, then good luck in the future. Yeah, we have alternatives to reach our echo chamber, but not reach the masses and educate and stop things like wars and stop things like, well, dealing with false flags, for example. That's another great example. Who else is going to call them out? And look how successful calling them out has been in recent days. Do you see them bombing Syria like crazy right now? Just saying, these movements, this media movement is more important than ever, and we've been reduced to having to ask people for money all the time because they've demonetized us, they've shadow banned us, they've stopped us from reaching the audience that wants to watch our videos that we spend 18 hours a day producing. Very frustrating. We need your help now more than ever. It's a viewer that can do this, it's a viewer that can help us, and without the viewer, we are doomed, completely doomed. And people will wonder, whatever happened to those medias? Well, some people didn't help when they had the chance to save the spread of free information, important information, for the sake of freedom, for the sake of truth, for the sake of learning things and educating the populace on things that you have no access to otherwise. Anyway, it's sad. It's sad to see the lack of support. We have great people that are watching right now, but overall, it's really sad when we are dealing with such a horrible epidemic of all these channels getting taken down, videos getting taken down, censorship on the rise like crazy, shadow banning, demonetization, that so few people want to help out. I realize those that can't, but it's just like, I don't know what else to say. It's gotten worse than ever, and we're going to keep on powering forward as much as we can, but we cannot do it without the help of the viewer. So anyway, YouTube keeps shutting down this stream, so I'm going to get going. Thank everyone for helping out, all the super chats, all that kind of stuff. That keeps us up and running, and I couldn't thank you enough for your help. We've reached the end of the line almost, and it comes down to you guys where we go next. Yes, we need to destroy YouTube. Yes, YouTube has to be destroyed eventually, I should say. But we also need to reach people, and we need to migrate people over to other platforms properly instead of just having echo chambers where our information cannot reach them. CP says, what are all the ways to help out? GoFundMe, Patreon, examples, Bitcoin, different cryptos, Bitbacker, all that kind of stuff. I'm on all of them, and I have links to all of them in most of my videos, like in the description and comments of my recent Rome video and my latest video on on Athens, Greece. So you can find all the links there. I'm on my phone, so I can't link you right at this moment. I just figured it would be a good time to let everyone know and fill everyone in on what's going on, because we are getting destroyed right now, and I don't know what to do. I'm kind of scrambling because they've put us in a situation, a really terrible situation, where we cannot defend ourselves, we cannot sustain ourselves, and I don't know. It's just gone downhill so far from what I remember years ago in independent media, and we all knew it was going to come, but it's just coming down really fast, especially in the last year, more than ever. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. Robert Vopilak says nice weather, really hot weather. I'm burning my forehead. I actually feel it burning. I need to get out of the sun right away. Again, this place cost me $50 in total to stay in, because I'm reporting on a site Just across the lake over there, the agency. Pretty beautiful place though. I would have walked around more, but they keep shutting down my internet every time I move. But beautiful place. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. And I'll get back at you with much more. I got countless videos that I'm sitting on. Any help is appreciated. Make sure to check the links in our other videos and everything. Again, we can't do it without you, and I thank everyone who's helped out in this video, and the super chats that have come in. Makes a huge difference. It keeps us up and running. Make sure to press like on the video if you haven't already, and do whatever you can to tell YouTube on like Twitter and elsewhere at Team YouTube that you don't like your favorite channels getting taken down and community guidelines strike and being threatened and being accused of inciting violence when all they're doing is asking people questions. I mean, it's so ridiculous. It's 1984, guys, and it's turning into that Chinese system as well, and it's scary. It's scary to watch. So make sure to press like if you haven't already, and thank you all for watching. And until next time, this is Josh Siertzen signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.